healing, anywhere you want to get more specific. Pause digging. Circling. Crisscrossing. Elephant walk. Just pressing down.
So you would need a rock that's not very hot.
Yeah, you right, because you're slowing down. So as you slow down, you're doing less gliding and more healing. And then you can do things like the elephant walk.
When you're doing the elephant walk, are you flipping the stone?
No, because by the
Okay.
time you get there, there's not even, you only flip it when there's a lot of heat, and you
okay.
want to keep getting rid of the heat. But once you're at this point, it's not really hot enough to do that. And then, do you see how though I keep putting them right back in, so I'm creating a pile for a whole nother job. So this rolling one is quite hot, so I'm going to take it and put it in the cold water. And then I'm going to let it dry over here. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to use 2 more of my pile number 2. And there's a stroke called flushing. And generally that's done with a really large stone. So when I'm done, I usually flush an area with a large stone when I'm done. But these are getting even bigger. And I noticed as I have them in my hands that they're not really that oily. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to get some oil. Oil them even more. Take my hot hands, come back on. Pick them up, she doesn't even know, and I keep working the body with them in my hands, and then I use my fingers, edge of stone, whole stone. How's that feel, Lise? Yeah, these are really nice temperature, and I've worked her up to this temperature. But my fingers, yes, they're always on the lookout, you know, ahead of time. They're there before the stone. I never would do this. I'm always having my fingers first. Now, when you're using a stone as a tool, it's a little bit different. You're not having your whole hand in contact. It's more stone, and it's more of a specific tool move. Okay, so these still have a fair amount of heat left in them. So I'm going to switch them out so she'll have a lot of nice heat in her hands. And I'm going to just push the others off and push these in place. So that's why it's called a flowing placement. Okay, now I'm going to take the round one. It's still pretty hot, so I'm going to use it very quickly on her. And if I'm using something quite hot or cold, I always give a slight warning. So I say, okay, Lise, you ready for something a little warmer? All right, here we go. And then I go really fast with it. Is that okay?
Yep.
I keep flipping it, going really fast. And then when it's absorbed enough of the heat, I can slow down. And now I can do some rolling. Is that too hot?
Sasha's ready for that.
So you want to get a really round stone.
Oh. Too bad the rivers are also full right now.
Yeah.
I know when I collected your guys' stones, it was really interesting because the Colorado River was overflowing and there was hardly any stones. Everything was under. I had to go to so many places to find a bank that actually had stones. Everything was submerged. But you were lucky, I found a couple banks. So rolling, you can go all the way up like that. Yeah,
That looks amazing.
it really is.
Is there an order form for a round rock?
I actually do have some round ones at home. You'll find yours. You're going to be looking down all the time now. Everyone's going to be at the river and
Yeah.
looking
When I
all
brought
the
my
time.
rocks home last night, my kids were like, "Can we go to the river when we get home tomorrow?" I'm like, "It's a little too deep right now."
So you notice what I'm doing here? My finger is going really deep like that and the stone's coming over it to soothe it.
Nice.
That's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, it is. But they're happening so close together, the body doesn't even get a chance to resist and to tighten up because the stone is right on top of it. So I'm really going deep in there. What were you going to ask, Sue?
Just about children and headstone massage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that,
Wonderful.
yeah?
Ah, children love it. It's incredible, especially for you to do it when they're going to sleep. But I've had lots of families bring their children in for hot stone. It's really yummy. Okay, so because this is rolling, it's not a very easy stone to leave on the body because most likely it's gonna roll. So I will take it and put it back in, and now I'm aware that I have no stones on the body. So what do I do here?
Get ready to.
Get what?
Ready for pile number 2 to come on the ready?
Yep, so pile number 2 goes first, and then I have to replenish my stones. So I just worked my piles 1, 2, 3, and now I'm about to take the 3.5 and put it on, and it's going to become 2. And then I'll have to cool off some to get a 1 pile. So it's a constant rotation. How's this stone? Do you still feel it?
A little bit.
Okay, then how about, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so these aren't very warm anymore. So I am going to place them directly on. Let me know how that is.
Okay.
So you can put stones over the spine if they're face down because they're not putting their body weight on it. It's just the stone. But when they're face down, that's why you want it on either side. So you're not lying with your weight on top of your spine.
Face up, you mean?
Face up, yeah. So when they're face down, you can put it on the spine. When they're face up, that's when you do the double line like we did yesterday. Okay, so these two are not as hot as this one, so is that okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, great. Take that off, put that there. Now I'm gonna put pile number. Okay, so it ended out that these have cooled off. So that's gonna have to be my pile number 1. And I'm just, sometimes you have to break the order because your temperature shifts, and I'm talking a lot, so it's definitely affecting it. Okay, but this one is good for 2, and that's going to be my 1, and now I need to get more stones out. So I take them from the right hand side. Move them over. So now I have 8 stones out here. One's smaller, so I'm going to just get another one just in case. And they're hot enough that I don't want to cover them. Okay, so those are waiting in the wings. These are pile number 2, and this is pile number 1. So now we're going to do more gliding, heeling, circling, crisscross, all that on the leg. So I'm keeping this quite simple. So when you practice now, you can focus on your pile system, and you're going to focus on the basic moves. We're not even going to do tool stones yet. I just want you to focus on gliding, heeling, circling, crisscross, elephant walking, paws digging, just those. And then you'll get the feel of oiling the stones, oiling the body. So Heather, this gives you when you oil the stones first, makes them ready. So when I go to get them, they're already oiled, and it makes my hand hot. So I'm sliding in with a warm hand onto her. And because I know I need to use these soon, because these aren't that hot, I'm going to leave it open. If I knew it was going to be a while, then I'd cover them with the sheet to keep the heat longer. So watch, phenomenal touch. I'm dropping vertical into the leg. I'm using my body weight and leaning into the table. So the more I can drop my weight into her, the better it feels to her. And I'm in a staggered stance. My left foot and left arm are forward. My right hand and right foot are back, so they mimic. I'm hooking on just like the arm. So I get up on my toes, drop vertical down into her calf. I'm hooking on, I'm dragging the tissue. I'm moving super slow. My body's leaning into the table so that I can really use my body weight. And then I pick up a stone and I don't bring it in right away. And then I bring it in. So these stones just have a little bit of warmth in them, so I'm not going to overuse them. But I am going to stay in contact with her as I return them, and then I'm going to pick these up. And these actually have almost no warmth left. So for her cold foot, I'll put that there. And her other cold foot, because even though they don't have a lot of warmth in them for a cold foot, you can actually feel them. I'm going to put these on. So remember, now you're upside down. But no matter how you do it, you want to have the sharp part going up and the soft part going down. That way, if it ever hits her foot, it's soft. So you see how I'm managing my stones?
No.
Even while I'm working, I'm feeling the different temperatures. This one's just a little bit warm, so I'm gonna use it on her foot a little bit. How's that amount of heat?
Fine.
Okay, so I check with her. I put the straps on with the rough part up. I come under, I go around, I tug it a little, and then I ask her, still okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So that one's there. That one's a little warmer than this one because it's gonna be left there because I'm working this leg. I can change this one more easily. So I choose the warmer one for there. And now I'm gonna go right to pile number 2. So you see how the pile system is there to support you. It's not there to make life harder. It's just so that when you go to use them, they're right there. You don't have to always go back to the table. Okay, so these are pretty hot. So I'm going to enter with the edge, hole, and then move fast. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay. Then I flip. But I'm constantly in a staggered stance, and I'm always leaning against the table so I can drop my weight in. Overlapping joints. Picking up another one. This one's a little bit cooler than this one, so I'm going to use this one to work the inner thigh because that's a little bit more sensitive. And again, my thumb is here, so it's not just this. My thumb is really dropping in deep and the stones are coming over it. Sometimes my thumb is first and the stone follows. Sometimes the stone precedes and my thumb goes after. See that? So this time the stone is warming it up for me to go deep. So it's a little bit different every time. Right now I'm doing mostly gliding but a little healing. That's more healing. Using the heel of my hand. And now I'm going to do some circles.
I'm so happy right now.
I bet. And some crisscross.
How many burpees did you do yesterday?
No burpees.
Now these are going to go back. And I'm going to take these off. And I'm going to put these on.
But I haven't had a massage since your eval.
Oh. It's been a month. What are you doing?
So you see how smoothly the pile system can go? Circling. Pause digging on the IT band. See how I'm leaning against the table? Always using the table to brace myself. I lean out, I lean back, I use my own body weight. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now I'm thinking, what do I want to do with these stones? So I check and see how are her hand stones. They're cool. So I'm going to go all the way up so that I'm seamless. Come down, slide this one off, put that one in, put that one there. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Come down. So I don't just pick it up and put another one there. And then I go back in. Now I'm ready to work the other side. And I keep the feet handy so I can switch them out. So what have I not done to these stones yet?
Change them.
Oil.
Oh.
I just put these here.
Oh, I thought the foot ones.
Oh, the foot ones, yeah. So I can't change the foot ones until these are used and cool off. So the stones are hot, so what am I going to do?
Move quickly.
But before I use them, what am I going to do to buy some time? Because they're
Massage
hot.
with your hands.
Massages my hands. And then that gives these guys time to cool off. And then, when I'm ready to pick one, I try and get one while I'm still working. Because the less I have to stop the massage to deal with the stones, the less resentful they'll be of the stones. So I try and do it always in a flow. So I'm working here now. She's just paying attention to the massage. And while I continue to work her, I get a sense, okay, that's the hottest. These are the least hottest, so I pick those. Come down, now that she's all oiled, and the stones are all oiled, I enter super fast, edge, whole thing. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, always check with her if they're hot. I just keep flipping them. How's that feel?
Good.
Yeah, the hotter, the closer you can get to their tolerance level, the better. It feels really good when they're as hot as they can be